Right, welcome, ladies and gents. There is something absolutely hilarious about this. The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, fails to break into the top 15 streaming programs of 2022. Now, that isn't the most hilarious element of this. The hilarious part is, it isn't even the most streamed Prime Video series. This is their most expensive product they've ever made. And it's not even their most streamed. So, can we consider that an abject failure? Probably. Probably. I mean, this is something they really went all in on. And look, I've got to commend their commitment to it. But goodness me, they needed better writers and better showrunners at the end of the day. Their showrunners were just garbage. So, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Apparently it had a strong start. We don't know. Okay, we literally have no idea what the figures officially were. But Nielsen has released their yearly numbers. And that shows that the series failed to break into the top 15 streaming programs of 2022. And it wasn't, again, the real icing on the cake here, which is something which I think Amazon is going to be very annoyed about, is it wasn't even the most watched Prime Video series. Now, Amazon Prime Video touted the show's premiere attracted more than 25 million global viewers on its first day, breaking all previous records, marking the biggest premiere in the history of Prime Video. I think I said at the time, like, you literally can't, you can't confirm this. No one knows. So Amazon Studios head Jennifer Salk said at the time, it is somehow fitting that Tolkien's stories is among the most popular of all time and what many consider to be the true origin of the fantasy genre have led us to this proud moment. There's such grandstanding. I'm so grateful to the Tolkien estate and to our showrunners J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay, executive producer Lindsay Weber, cast and crew, for their tireless collaborative efforts and boundless creative energy. And is the tens of millions of fans watching clearly as passionate about Middle-earth as we are, who are our true measure of success. Well, we talk about that measure of success. Those tens of millions seemingly fell off the face of Middle-earth. So before we continue, ladies and gents, please do, if you're enjoying this video, hit that subscribe button. There's about 50% of you that watch these videos, I know from the metrics, from analytics, that don't subscribe. You are not subscribed. I'd really appreciate it. It's a very small thing you could do, but as YouTube is nerfing the channel at the moment, making it, a real pain in the arse, I'd really appreciate it. You'd do me a solid. I would love you long time for $5. Anyway, that I wouldn't do that, by the way. But I would appreciate a subscribe. That'd be great. And turn the bell notifications on. Anyway, obviously, I've covered the Nielsen weekly figures during its release, and it really did. It fell off the absolute map. We could see that from the weekly figures. They were it didn't bear out that this show was as successful as they were saying. It just didn't bear itself out. And now we've got the annual figures, and again, I go back to the element of it not even being the most streamed Prime series. That's the real hilarious thing here. So there's a blog post published in January, so just published now. Nielsen revealed the charts for the top 15 streaming programs of 2022, the top 15 original streaming programs of 2022, and the top 15 acquired streaming programs of 2022, and the top 15 streaming movies of 2022. So that's important. The differentiation is important, right? Because it could have slotted in on any of those things. Prime Video's The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power did not chart on Nielsen's top 15 streaming programs of 2022 at all. Now, Nielsen tracks audience viewership in the United States via minutes watched. That's what the top 15 is. And these were very long episodes as well, right? So if you're talking about, this is an important metric, because Nielsen obviously does it by viewership, via minutes watched. And the longer you have episodes, the more minutes are going to be watched. You actually have a greater chance of appearing on the Nielsen top 15 streaming programs if you have longer episodes. And not even there. So as you can see below, The Rings of Power, which we'll have a look at in a minute, was beat by a bunch of Netflix stuff, which is obviously Stranger Things as well, Cobra Kai, Bridgerton, Dharma, The Umbrella Academy, and The Crown, among others. So here it is. Not there. Not there. Wednesday. We knew Wednesday would do it. Wednesday. The fact that Wednesday did it and it released very late in the year with only 8 episodes. Again, it goes to show how much of a smash hit Wednesday actually was. Stranger Things, 34 episodes. It released early in the year, more time to accrue. That makes sense. Coco Melon. I got ragged on for not knowing what that was. Apparently it's a thing for kids. I literally no idea what that was. So, yes, no, I don't have any children. That I know about. No, I don't have any kids. So that's why I didn't know what that was. But yeah, Supernatural, Heartland, Cobra Kai, The Simpsons. Like you wouldn't think The Simpsons would do it. I mean, sure, maybe, but tiny little episodes, not that long. Yeah, surprising. And again, the real winner here is the fact that Wednesday's on it. I mean, Encanto's on it, which did really well, obviously. 1 episode or whatever. But yeah, Rings of Power did not show up in the 2022 top 15 streaming programs from Nielsen. It only managed to make the 15th spot for the originals. Again, that's why we talk about the differentiation between all of them. The streaming originals, it only cracked the top 15. But again, it was beat by Stranger Things, Ozark, Wednesday, Cobra Kai, Dharma, Inventing Anna, The Crown, Great British Baking Show. Loads of stuff. Absolutely obliterated it. And Rings of Power just there. 9.4 billion minutes with those insanely long episodes. They're really long episodes. Look at Wednesday. Wednesday's a good metric to go by, right? Got released sooner. Later in the year. 8 episodes. Rings of Power, 8 episodes. Again, that's why I'm comparing it directly to Wednesday. Wednesday has 18.6 billion minutes watched. Rings of Power, 9.4. Epic. Absolutely hilarious. So there's a report from Business Insider last year which indicated that if the show wasn't the highest performing show from Amazon, it would be a failure. I mean it is a failure. An anonymous insider told Business Insider, if it's not the highest performing thing Amazon has ever done, it's a failure. Which makes sense because it's their most expensive. The insider added the caveat, but the outside world may not ever know. Well, it seems like we do know, anyway. One didn't need to see the viewing numbers, of course, to determine that. We knew it was an abject failure. But there you have it, guys. That's so funny. The Boys beat Rings of Power. The Boys was the top streamed program. Wow. You done fudged up. I mean, let me know what you guys think. To me, it just goes to show how much of a failure the Rings of Power truly was. And it is. It truly is a failure. And their resolution for this failure, moving forwards, is... Can you guess what it is, guys? Oh, we're going to hire an all-female cast. Directing cast. That's it. Everyone directing the show is going to be women, because there wasn't enough women, apparently. That's their resolution, apparently, to the issue at hand. So bizarre. So bizarre. No wonder the likes of the Adart actor was just like, you know what, actually, fuck this, I'm gone, I'm quitting. He could see the writing was on the wall. Everyone can see the writing's on the wall. It's a good payday for a lot of them, though, so they won't quit. Anyway, let me know what you guys think down below. Like I said, please do hit subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. It'd really help the channel out, because, yeah, YouTube is doing something very bizarre with the channel at the moment. A bit like Twitter, it's like nerfing exposure. And again, I can see all of this. It's just not being recommended to you guys, and it's it's a real pain in the arse. So I'd appreciate it, but you don't have to, of course. But thanks so much. Have a great evening. Take care.